Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video and a channel update. Yes, today I'm going to be laying out my plans for F1 2021. Now, hopefully, in the description below, I should have a list of the timing, so you can of course skip ahead should you wish to. Only hear details about a certain series, but of course you might miss something. So yes, I'm going to try and not waffle on too much, because I know that I can do that in some of these channel update videos in the past. But yes, let's start. Let's before we get into plans for F1 2021, let's start with YouTube. Now, the channel's been doing okay. It's not been doing great. I mean, over the past year, considering where we were only just at 100 subscribers. We're now at 453. But at the same time, I know that for someone where I am at in my life as an older YouTuber, in my latter half of my 20s already, I should point that out, it needs to be more if I'm going to continue to get work, if I'm continue to do YouTube. So yes, obviously I've got targets to get a target of 750 subscribers by the end of this year, and I think we can get there. The predictions say we're going to get there on December the 29th this year, so very fine. I'd much rather we were. I did originally set a target of trying to get to 500 subscribers before F1 2021. We've fallen short of that, so it's really to get to 500 subscribers as soon as possible, and then we can look forward. Twitch, I should put a little mention of Twitch. I'll come back to a little bit of stuff with Twitch, but Twitch, 8 followers now. I'm trying to get that. Obviously it's not that great because I'm not a constant streamer on there, but at the same time I would like to be able to push that in a direction should YouTube go down the drain one day. Then I still have a Twitch audience, but at the moment I don't have a Twitch audience, so there we go. But let's move on to Driver Career Mode then, the series that's only just finished yesterday, literally yesterday. Don't think we're going to get to the 89 episodes, I'm going to be honest about that. Partly because obviously I completed season 1 while I was on furlough, so and also maybe also not running quite to the wire, because I mean some of the episodes, well, pretty much the channel has started to die ever since obviously bigger YouTubers are bringing out F1 2021 content. So there's yeah, I need to do a little bit of work around the end of the gaming series to make sure that the content I'm putting there is not what's the word, losing views, I think is the thing. But anyway, obviously we're still going to have minimum 3 seasons with 16 races. Hopefully we'll be able to do more than that, but that's the minimum. Starting out this year, Williams, yes, because this year's Driver Career Mode is in fact a road to Mercedes. So the idea is we're going to be lining up in Williams alongside George Russell. For the storylines, Nicholas Latifi will be the reserve driver, so we get to keep all the sponsors, a little bit like with Kubica and his all-on sponsor as well. So obviously it'll be interesting to see me against George again, because obviously we've been teammates 3 times. This will be the 3rd time I've been his teammate. Once in my team, and then obviously we were teammates where he basically walked all over him in 2020, and now we'll see what he's got in the Williams in F1 2021. The idea is we'll end up in Mercedes at season 3, maybe via potentially Aston Martin. That's the plan of action so far. Obviously from season 2 onwards, depending on how restrictive it is, will introduce more deliveries to the game as well. So yes, as I said, if you are interested to see all of this, then let me know. Let me know in the comments below what series you're most looking forward to, and also hit that subscribe button as well to see all this as well. Now, so yes, that's pretty much what I've got for driver crew mode. Project Phoenix is coming back as well as a modded series, of course, in the same format as well as it was, with 2 more races, so it's going to be 16 races. A little bit of work already is going out with deciding which sponsors and the storylines and stuff already, and I haven't even got the game. I haven't even played the game yet, so I don't even know if modding is going to be heavily restricted, even more than it is on F1 2020, or less restricted, or how easy is it going to be able to mod on the new game. So obviously there's that thorn in the side, unfortunately, because Codemasters do not like the modding community at all, even though we're the ones that are keeping their game alive at the end of the series on PC. But yes, obviously with that series we'll be looking to expand, as I said, expand to 18 races. Obviously the main reason for 18 races is because the F1E mod sadly won't be with us for a full series, so partly due to the fact that the views just weren't there for that series, so there's no point putting extra work into that series when there's other stuff that I've been wanting to do on the channel, but I don't really have time that I could fit into that slot, but take a lot less time to do as well. And that stuff includes actually one new series that I definitely am bringing to the channel, and that is the F1 World Cup, because of course in football it's the World Cup. You may not have seen on social media some inspired football related cars, so they've got like the England kit on a car, and I think we can do something similar. So yes, I want now. This is the thing. This is where the first of the votes are coming in, I should say. There's a couple of votes. There's going to be a pinned comment below, but there are 7 qualified teams that I've decided that they really need to be there. It wouldn't make sense if they're not there, either based on the history that they got or the strength of the driver lineup. England. Now obviously I'm English, so we will be driving as one of the England drivers, and I decided we'll drive as the man with the yellow and blue helmet, Lando Norris, and his teammate. I know that I'm going to upset Russell fans, but Hamilton's his teammate, so Russell can be the reserve driver, unfortunately, for that team. Again, some of these countries have loads of good drivers, which is really hard to pick between, and then other countries have got hardly any drivers really. Italy, for example, is one that struggles for driver pool. They're there because of their history. I mean, the very first world champion in F1 was Italian in an Alfa Romeo, so I think it's fair that we should have in a team from Italy with Giovinazzi and the highest placed Italian in the lower leagues, Matteo Nannini. Netherlands as well wouldn't be, obviously we want to see Hamilton against Verstappen at a World Cup, and Verstappen will be joined by Nick de Vries. Spain, that's an easy one, Sainz and Alonso. Germany, Schumacher and Vettel. Australia have qualified. Ricciardo is going to be there, and he'll be joined alongside Oscar Piastri, who's, I think he's still second in F2. And the final of the 7 teams to qualify are France, with Gasly and Ocon. And then there are 17 So those are the 7 teams that qualify, and then there are 17 further nations that you get to vote for in the description below. Take you to a vote, and there's basically, I want you to pick one. Unfortunately, you can't. I initially wanted to pick 3, but the 4 won't let me pick one. So yes, you obviously the 3 highest voted nations will qualify, and those nations are Finland, Raikkonen and Bottas; New Zealand, Armstrong and Lawson; Russia, Mazepin and Schwartzman; Brazil, Drugovich and Pietro Fittipaldi; Denmark, Lundgaard and Magnussen; Japan, Tsunoda and Marino Sato; Canada, Stroll and Latifi; Mexico, Perez and O'Ward; United States, Carrera and Newgarden; Sweden, Rosenqvist and Ericsson; Monaco, the Leclerc brothers; Israel, Nissani and Cohen; Belgium, Van Dorn and Cordial; Norway, Hauger and Agren; Hungary, Toth and Kehethali; China, Zhou and Qinghua; and Switzerland, Beauchamp and Buemi. And I probably butchered all of those names, and I do apologise. So yes, vote in the description below. As I say, this series won't be coming out on the channel until next year, because obviously I've got to allow time to make the mods. So probably voting will probably close as soon as Project Phoenix is out, which probably be about December, maybe sometime around that. I'm aiming for earlier than that, but ultimately depends on the next series I'm going to talk about in a moment. But as soon as Project Phoenix is out, the vote will close, and you'll hear the results. I might make a one-off video just to explain the nations or not, depending on how many votes I get basically. And that leads me on to the next vote. My team, of course, is coming back. Now, my team on this channel is a bit different to my team that you'll see on other creators' channels, because my team on this channel is a game-by-game series. What I mean by that is that I did a F2 mini series on F1 2019 with mods, and then I used season 1 of my team was on F1 2020. So season 2 of my team will be on F1 2021, and so on. So you get that progression anyway, and it will actually be season 2. So obviously I've got to do hopefully the mods as well, and then again permitting, and then also we'll see about the driver transfers. I might have to do a small little bit of modding depending on driver transfers. Again, a lot of the stuff depends on how much driver transfers what toxic driver transfers are, because if they're just stale as they were in F1 2020, then they're not going to be that great. But this is the second of the votes. Sponsors. Now, I've only got 3 sponsors because I don't want basically each of the sponsors has a teammate and a engine associated with them. Now, obviously, I've got backup teammates in case we can't get them, but that's but regardless of that, these will be the sponsors even if we can't get the primary teammates. But anyway, obviously there's only 3 because Honda, I don't think Honda are sort of migrating into Red Bull, so I don't think they'll be willing to supply anybody new, so I'm keeping it realistic. So obviously the 7 My Team icons, I won't be using them at all in this series. So here are the 3 sponsors, as you can see on screen now. San Pellegrino. If you haven't heard of these, San Pellegrino is an Italian drinks company. Cartier, French watch company, and Allianz, which is of course German banking. So those are the 3 sponsors on the. Well, they'll be the main sponsor, and then obviously I'll incorporate some other local sponsors to the south coast of England, maybe, possibly, as well as some other sponsors as well on the team from the previous seasons as well. So yes, again, you can vote for that as well in the comments below. There's a link again as well, and also just some other stuff with F1, the F1, the other stuff as well. Game experiments. I think that I didn't do enough of them on F1 2020. I've got a slight list. Unfortunately, we can't. Obviously, the classic engine stuff with those, I'm having to incorporate the. I can incorporate the performance and the sound files from previous games. So hopefully, I should be able to do that. Just a shame that obviously a video that's been very good on this channel, the fastest classic car, can't be done because there aren't any classic cars, which is very annoying for me personally. Hopefully they do return at some point in the future as well. We also got the backwards driving at Monaco challenge. I think that's coming the week after. Because obviously the first week is literally going to be 2 episodes of driver career mode, an online episode, and then a series I haven't talked about, which I shall mention a little bit. But with game experiments, I'm not entirely sure which ones. I've got an idea of some, but I could do with some ideas for some more, and those ones that you want to see. Also, one-off liveries. The Golf livery was very popular. I'm probably going to do a version of that for the McLaren Sashi as well, although it won't look quite like the stripe. It's probably going to be not on there, but the rest of the car should be able to look like, I should be able to set up to look like it was. And then also there's some other fantasy liveries I want to put on the car, like a Renault livery for the Alpine car is on the top of my list as well as again there's some other stuff that I might think about. Again, we're only halfway through a season as well. So yes, and then obviously Breaking Point. I haven't talked about this at all, but obviously the problem with Breaking Point is that the big YouTubers have already started it. I mean, they've already got to start on the first 2 hours of gameplay, and I'm pretty sure, I think the embargo lifts for them on Monday. So, at the very least, trying to compete with them, it's just not worth it. So, I'm thinking, I've seen quite a lot of people saying, I'm not going to watch Breaking Point because I want to enjoy it for myself. And that's fine. So what I've decided to go is at a slower pace for Breaking Point. So you guys can play along with me, and then maybe if you're ahead in your career mode, then you can advise me in the chat, because Breaking Point is going to be broadcast on Twitch, and then obviously highlights of that will be on YouTube. Now obviously if you've seen any of my Twitch stuff before, you will know that the picture quality isn't that great. It looks like that television that Niran and Steve used in that quadrant video to watch the Portuguese Grand Prix. Basically I'm looking to try out using my recording software, because I use a different software for the streaming and recording, so hopefully it should be able to pick up everything there. The only thing it won't do is pick up the chat, and the Twitch overlay, so that's the only thing. But let me know if you think if you'd prefer to have the chat. I mean, there's not, again, my chat is a graveyard because nobody has ever asked me a question ever on Twitch in the chat box. So again, it might be something that I just cut something in, maybe, because I can still get that part of the video from Twitch. So again, there is a workaround that I can perform with that if that series doesn't get a lot of viewers on Twitch, which I hope that it does, because I'd like, again, as I've said before, I'd like to grow Twitch. It's a lot easier, a lot more casual, whereas a video career mode is a bit more YouTube like. So yes, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, there will be a little bit of online, not a lot, because those videos never do that great on my channel. I don't do league racing because I'm slow at league racing, and also like most leagues don't tend to use assists like I do. So yes, would I look to do a video where I turn off all the assists? Maybe. It depends on, as I said, I'm not yet. I haven't even played the game, so I need to get comfortable with the setups first before I even think about making that video as well. So as well, unfortunately, it'll be on a pad because I don't have an option to the desk I have. I can't clamp my wheel to, so my wheel once again is gathering dust for another year as well. Just a quick mention about some other games that are going to be appearing in the next 12 months. Motorsport Manager rescheduled for the third year in a row. I do apologise about that. There will be, I think I will have, obviously it's a better schedule not having to think about the F1E mod now. Now I've got that gap, I should be able to fit a series like that in as well. Also as well, Forza Horizon 5 is coming out in November, and by that point the F1 game will be dead. So, and also I did do a full series on Forza Horizon 4. I did 10 episodes plus some demo episodes as well, so that will be coming out. F1 2022 game ideas will be coming in between, hopefully between the plan of action is as soon as Breaking Point finishes on Twitch, there'll be the game ideas or fill in that Friday slot, and then once those game ideas are finished, hopefully it'll be in time for Forza Horizon 5 to be coming out, give or take a bit of time. Maybe there might be 1 or 2 weeks, but that's the plan of action to fill out, and then obviously we'll have other stuff filling the other days in the week. So yes, if you do like the sound of that, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notification buttons as well to never miss a video. But yes, thank you for listening to what I have to say. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, and of course I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.